Saving lives, preventing disease, and reversing disease. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, brought to you in part by the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD.
This program is not being used to make diagnosis, administer treatment, prescribe medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative, holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. William Richardson, and I'm inspired and honored and truly welcome you to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where the second and fourth Wednesday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m., we will take in-depth, stimulating looks at the major health issues facing our community today. My friends, the mission of this health talk show, Dr. Richardson on Call, is to reverse and prevent disease as well as save lives. On this show, we request, we encourage, and we really demand your participation. Call us and ask your important questions and give your valuable commentaries when we open up the phone lines. Again, I'm your host, Dr. William Richardson, a board-certified medical doctor with over 25 years of experience. My role on this show is to facilitate our listeners in the how and why of making intelligent health choices in quality medical care, disease reversal and prevention, nutrition, diet and supplements, cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement, and many other lifestyle and environmental factors. Also, as always, I'm joined in the studio by my brother John Richardson, who is the writer, researcher, and executive producer for this show, to whom I owe many thanks. Thank you, Brother John.
And thank you, Dr. Richardson. And welcome out there, yes, a warm welcome out there in Radioland, as I, John Richardson, also am honored, inspired, and highly motivated to assist Dr. Richardson in expounding the benefits of holistic preventive medicine, healthy lifestyles, diet, nutrition, stress management, as well as complementary and alternative therapeutics. And we invite you to join us in 2 weeks on our next show, Wednesday, June 17th at 6 p.m., where we will be discussing uterine fibroids, the epidemic. Did you know that fibroids occur in over 40% of Americans by the time they reach, that is American women, by the time they each reach their mid-30s and early 40s? Why is it that black women are 3 times more likely than white women to develop uterine fibroids? There certainly is no medical evidence to support the so-called theory that black women are somehow genetically predisposed to fibroids. What are the symptoms of fibroids? What are the major dietary culprits associated with fibroids? For example, caffeine, chocolate, red meat, dairy products, refined processed food, junk food, fast food, all that are a few to mention. What role does exercise play with fibroids and everything else for that matter? Then there's the whole world of the most important subject of cleansing and detoxification. What herbs are helpful for fibroids? What about progesterone cream therapy, which is derived from the wild Mexican yam? Why do black women especially delay getting basic gynecological exams when we realize that early diagnosis of the fibroids gives more flexibility and time to investigate treatment options? How can fibroids get out of hand so much that they threaten your health and surgery is required. Finally, we will investigate why each year there are over 600,000 hysterectomies, which is a surgical removal of the uterus, each year in the name of fibroids and whatever else. Is this excessive, unnecessary, and most importantly, how can we avoid all of this? So, join us on our next show as we look at fibroids from all angles. So again, we invite you to join our next show, Wednesday, June 17th at 6 p.m., where we will be taking a look at fibroids, how you can prevent them, and what to do if you have them. Thank you.
Boy, that's going to be an excellent show. 600,000 surgeries per year.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I look forward to that show. That's going to be hot.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to turn to our topic for today, and that is the necessity of exercise and fitness to good health and disease prevention. As you know, week after week, month after month, for 3 years now, we have used this show to educate, preach, discuss, and share the benefits of preventive medicine, which is a relatively new paradigm in medicine that is becoming more well-known, accepted, and practiced by the public, as well as growing numbers of the health community, including doctors. Well, on today's show, we are going to look at a big component of preventive holistic medicine, and that would be exercise and physical fitness from all angles and from all levels. You see, you must understand that another fundamental root cause of illness, poor health, and vitality is lack of physical exercise, where we've become so sedentary and passive in the form of TV, car, radio, movies, where we sit at home, sit at work, sit to be entertained, so much so that there is very little chance for good exercise. Please, you should understand that our grandparents and more distant ancestors walked 5 to 10 miles a day and worked out in the farms and fields, as a lot of physical activity was part of their everyday life. Maybe that's one of the reasons they didn't have hyperactivity then. In fact, since the time of the Industrial Revolution, technology has advanced at an astounding rate. From that time to today, there has been a remarkable transformation of a basically hardworking, physically active, rural-based society into a population of anxious and troubled city dwellers and suburbanites with little or no opportunity for physical activity. These advances in modern technology have enabled our present-day society to live a life of relative comfort. Hand or push lawnmowers have been replaced by power lawnmowers, the most advanced having seats to support the person's body weight.
Yep.
Even grass itself is being replaced by synthetic turf. Elevators and escalators have replaced stairs. Just try to find an open stairway in a modern high-rise. The walk to the corner market has been replaced by a short drive to the supermarket in the neighborhood shopping center. Life is getting easier. Easier. That is from the viewpoint of conserving effort and human energy. But can easier be equated with a better and more productive life? In short, do we really profit from this newly acquired sedentary existence, or does a sedentary lifestyle contribute in its own way to a totally new set of problems? To answer this last question, it is necessary only to reflect on the simple but intricate manner in which the body functions and the delicate manner in which the body systems are so consistently in perfect harmony. Disrupt that harmony in even a simple way, like the common cold or the tension headache, and the whole person suffers. There is a growing body of evidence that is beginning to demonstrate, without question, that physical inactivity and the increased sedentary nature of our daily living habits pose a serious threat to the body, causing major deterioration in normal body function. So we must understand that the modern epidemic of Western diseases, including coronary artery disease, the cause of heart attacks, hypertension, obesity, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, breathing disorders, digestive disorders, insomnia, osteoporosis, chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression, lower back problems. Yes, all of modern day illnesses have been either directly or indirectly linked with a lack of physical activity. Therefore, lack of exercise, again, is a major underlying root cause of chronic and or degenerative illnesses many of us are experiencing at younger and younger ages. Physical activity and movement are so vital to maintaining health. In a nutshell, physical activity and movement increase muscle mass, increase oxygenation of the cells, promotes the elimination of toxins through sweating, move waste products through the lymphatic vessels, help return used blood through the veins which have no muscles or pump of their own, stimulates immune function. Exercise improves memory and cognitive function. Exercise strengthens bones, even if you're 80 or 90 or 100 years old. Exercise improves bowel function and the speed of burning fat, and many, many other functions exercise would have. Then there is the question of energy. How does exercise improve energy? Now, you can burn yourself out with exercise, and we're going to be talking about the difference between internal and external exercise, and it has to be balanced.
Yes.
But in general,
Yes.
exercise improves muscle mass, the very engine of metabolism. And exercise also improves energy by reducing body fat in general, increasing the pumping volume of the heart, improving circulation, improving blood sugar regulation, lowers blood fats, improves the mood psychologically, and improves the mental capacity. There's the aging fat factor in connection with disease. It is well known, it is a well-known fact that our health seriously deteriorates in general, average, as we age, especially and specifically in the Western world, and with the ever so popular fast food, junk food, sedentary lifestyle being contributing factors. Yes, from the age of 50 on, we see a dramatic increase in obesity, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, depression, and brain disease like senility, Alzheimer's, and strokes, and sometimes before 50.
Yep.
In fact, on the typical American diet after the age of 25, we Americans gain, on the typical American diet after the age of 25, we Americans gain 1 pound of body fat per year, and worse still is that we lose a half a pound of lean body mass, including muscle and bone, per year. So that the time we get to our middle age, we have gained 30 or 40 pounds. Some of this fat is visible, and some is intramuscular, that's in the muscles, which might be termed as flab instead of muscle in that case. So the question is not how much you weigh, but more importantly, what is your body composition? Also, you want to realize that the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn, the more fat you have, the more fat you store. For instance, Evander Holyfield is overweight, but he is not over fat. So again, we must understand that we become fatter, flabbier, and less healthy with age, not just because of diet, but another major reason being the lack of physical activity and exercise and fitness. It's either you're fit or fat. Sadly but clearly, it is well documented that all fad weight loss diets are inherent failures because they leave out physical exercise and fitness. Studies reveal that losing weight by way of diet alone will result in weight gain once you come off the diet, with the same calories eaten up to 50% faster, and it takes 30% longer to take it off. This is the so-called yo-yo effect, where 95% of weight loss on a diet is regained within 1 year after going off the diet. The conclusion is dietary approaches alone are the worst approach to weight loss and good health. Basically, when it comes to weight loss and obesity, the fantastic role of exercise and fitness comes in when you consider what's termed your set point, which is a kind of fat calorie thermostat. The set point will try to maintain your weight at what it has been in recent history. So in other words, if you are over fat, your set point is now set for you to be fat in terms of calorie burning and utilization. What you want to know is that exercise and activity lowers your set point so that calories will burn as energy, reducing fatigue and sluggishness rather than being stored as more fat. When doing aerobic exercise, for example, we want to reach what's so-called our training or target heart rate, which defines your intensity of movement, where fat stored in your body will now be burned for fuel to support the physical activity energy-wise. It must be done constantly, 30 to 40 minutes, 3 to 5 times per week. The target heart rate is 220 minus the age of the person, and the maximum heart rate during training is 70% of the target heart rate. And that can be gone over with the exercise physiologist as well as your physician. Now, many of you will not have exercised for a long time, and it would be very important for you to go to your physician and get a physical examination before you start your exercise program. And we're going to go over that more.
Yeah, so Dr. Richardson, let's kind of break it down for the folks and maybe give some personal experiences that we have. You know, basically, you live by exercise, and I do, internal and external.
That's right.
And in doing the research for this show and writing this for this show, I was thinking about what was going on with myself, and I went to the weight room and lifted weights and got into that, and I saw all the guys there. I actually went to run and shoot, right? Lifted weights.
Yeah.
And then I got on the bike for about 40 minutes, a stationary bike to get the aerobics. So I wanted to feel that.
Yes.
And then I meditated for about an hour and a half. So that's the internal exercise, and I did cleansing breath and all this other type of stuff. This is maybe the last 48, 72 hours, something like that. And then I also did some Tai Chi to generate the internal exercise. I also did some Hatha yoga last night. I thought of you like to do yoga before you sleep.
Yeah, I do yoga every night before I sleep.
I mean,
stretching.
you know, that cools you down.
Yeah, it's a natural downer.
Right.
And it really keeps you well stretched. And, you know, because you don't want to do very strong aerobic exercise before you sleep because it'll increase your metabolism and it'll keep you awake. But the cool down exercise is great. It's a great way to wake up by doing the more strenuous exercise.
That's true.
If, you know, I encourage everyone to do push-ups.
Right.
Even if you do them against the wall.
Right.
You know, everybody should be doing push-ups. Even if you do them against the wall.
Right. Right. I mean, this whole world of exercise is so vast and it's so big and it's so neglected.
Yeah.
And you see all what's real popular now, all these sports clubs and sports this or whatever. And they're good, you know. I'm a member of 2 or 3 of them myself, and I go and I see the folks working out and all of that. And we encourage people to join a club or some such thing and get in groups and be motivated and all of that. And though if you can't make it to the club, you still should have some program that you can do at home.
Right. You can take lessons. We give lessons at our clinic in yoga as well as weight training aerobics that a person can do at home, because I myself am very busy and don't have time to go to a lot of clubs, and I do it right at home, you know, and it's really good.
Right. You know, I guess we should kind of break down the different types of exercise that there are, the major areas, and then kind of say maybe what the benefits are, and then really what we want to go to over is some other particulars. Like we are going to say what you should do when you begin a fitness program to watch out for that. And a real good one is exercise and depression, which folks should know. And then the internal exercises, we need to hit those. So maybe we'll get those before the break. I tell you what, I'll start with exercise and depression.
Okay, go on.
Exercise and depression. Here's a little deal on exercise and depression. You know, first of all, I tell you one thing. If I didn't exercise, I think I would be very depressed because, you know, I use it and I didn't maybe know all the terms. I knew some of them, what's released in the bloodstream and all of that. But I know one thing. When I finish lifting weights or I finish doing aerobics, I feel like a new man. I feel like I've been injected with something. In fact, I have been injected with something. Let's study what they say. They say exercise, especially endurance training, has been proven in activating the neurotransmitters in the brain that have slowed up during depression. When you have depression, it means these so-called neurotransmitters, which we'll define a little bit, have slowed down, their activity has slowed down, and therefore you feel depressed. That means certain chemicals that naturally come out in the brain that make you chipper and feeling good and all of that are not available when you're depressed. So what's happening is, the fact is that endurance training releases, here we go, endorphins, norepinephrine, serotonin, and neuropeptides. There's a technical piece for those who want the technical aspect. The research is done. This is the technical aspect, resulting in regulating, elevating, and balancing these neurotransmitters into a healthy state of mind. And that's what we want. And this, most times, a lot of times, will generate something for you better than Prozac.
That's right.
You know, some people may need Prozac, but what you find is people suffering with depression are generally not participating in a serious exercise program. And that's what I'm talking about. Internal, external, aerobic, weight training, yoga, meditation, deep breathing, Tai Chi, all of that. Time you get all of that, babe, you're not going to be depressed.
Right,
you
that's
know?
true. And sometimes you just have to get into the habit of doing that, even if you don't feel like doing it, just to get those natural highs, so to speak. And then we can talk about another important point, internal exercises.
Yeah, this is real important.
Now, internal exercises are different than external exercises, and internal exercises are so commonly omitted by the Western approach to fitness. And you have to have a healthy balance between these two different types, internal exercise and external exercise. Internal exercise is more concerned with building the energy of the life form. It's called Qi in China. It's called Prana in India. It's called life force here in the West. And it's called the mojo, I guess, in the blues category.
Right.
The mojo, right? And it's known as the universal life force energy. And many people can burn themselves out by only doing external exercise, like only doing aerobics, then going to work, then taking care of your children. You will burn out.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, my friends, we must not omit internal exercises, which are equally important, such as martial arts, Tai Chi, Qigong, which is a meditation or Raja yoga. There's different types of yoga. How about deep rhythmic breathing? The cleansing breath. That's the bellows breath.
How about alternate nostrils? Anybody ever heard of that out now?
Chanting, whatever. Kundalini yoga, breath meditation with movement. Hatha yoga, which is where I started when I was 19 years old, where we have sustained breathing exercises in physical postures such as the sun salutations, the lotus, sitting position, which is rather advanced, the shoulder stand cobra, fish positions, the bow, and then certain eye exercises. Great stuff.
Tremendous.
You need to take a class
Tremendous.
in it. And then there's Tantra yoga, where sexual energy and experience are carefully trained and utilized to develop spiritual energy and experiences.
Different kind of orgasm. Spiritual orgasm,
Indeed.
so to speak.
So these internal exercises are tremendous stress relievers and promote inner calm, peace, as well as vitality. And they promote growth, maturity, spirituality, as well as joy, believe it or not.
Yeah, and so we want to keep a balance between internal and external. I think I probably do more internal.
If I had a choice, I'd do internal. I guess you would say the internal exercises are like jazz. They cover everything.
Whoa.
That's right.
What a creative statement. Hey, we're going to get ready to take a break, but I want to tell you guys something before we go for a break. Just this morning, one of my employees, and see, they confuse you out in the public about what's going on. And one of my employees was telling me this, Karen Stewart. She was telling me that there was a report mentioned over the early morning news or the talk shows today, which stated that many young women in their 20s are exhibiting symptoms of osteoporosis. Get this, because they're exercising too much. All right? There may be a little something that maybe not, but this is what they're just saying. They said the solution given was to cut back on the amount of exercise they do, drink more milk, eat more cheese and meat, so they could get enough calcium and protein in the diet. So that's what they were told.
Well, that's imbalanced.
It is imbalanced.
And, you know, they are probably doing the wrong type of exercise too much.
They need more internal exercise.
And they need more internal and maybe some moderate weightlifting instead of just running aerobics.
That's true.
And then, you know, drinking more milk, cheese, and meat will actually decrease your bone structure.
Yeah, it's going to cause.
And you need to get your calcium from the dark green leafy vegetables.
Yep.
Or your choice, somebody's liver or some dark green leafy vegetables.
Yeah, right. Okay,
well, we're going to take a break right now. And this is Dr. William Richardson and John Richardson on WCLK's Community Health Forum. We're on 91.9 FM, and we'll be right back.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Wow, this is Dr. Richardson, and I just came exercising on back from the restroom. And we're here on WCLK's Community Health Forum, and we're going to give some announcements.
Yeah, what we want to say is basically we're talking about holistic preventive medicine techniques, lifestyle, diet, nutrition, exercise. That's what we're talking about tonight. And we're going to go into a few more things about exercise, but what we would like to do is open up the phone lines as we always do at this time during the show. We really want your important input on this subject of exercise and fitness and its importance in health and maintaining health and building health and maybe most importantly is disease prevention, all right? Don't wait till you get the disease, but let's prevent it. And we've mentioned all the things about exercise in terms of being the best solution to weight loss. It prevents cancers, anti-stroke. It's the ultimate life extender. It cleanses and detoxifies the body of toxins and waste, and it improves digestion and elimination. And we can go on for the next 3 hours telling you all the things that exercise does. It's really endless, folks. But what we would like to do is open up the phone lines. We would like you to get out your pen and pencil and write down maybe a question or a comment for myself or Dr. Richardson. What we'd like you to do is call us on your home phone, your business phone, your cellular phone, your car phone, your pay phone. What about someone else's phone? Just be sure to call and let your voice be heard. You know the number here, it's 404-880-9255. That's 404-880-9255. We would just love some questions or comments from you this evening to discuss our point in,
What's that number one more time?
The number again, 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255.
Okay,
we
good.
need your questions and comments right now, folks. Come on and get involved, and let's talk about activity.
Right. I'm going to make a comment. There's some cultures where people, when they get older, actually exercise more as they get older.
Yeah.
And they're expected to be able to run further and all that type of stuff. So, you're not, when you get older, you're supposed to exercise more. We need to change that paradigm. And, we're going to go to the calls right now.
Yeah, let's go to a call. Folks, the number is 880-9255, 880-9255. Get involved with us. Light up the board so we can have a good conversation tonight. We need you to call us at 880-9255. We're talking today about fitness and exercise today. All right. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Yes, my question is, when I exercise,
Yeah.
I feel exhausted afterwards, where other people say that they have a lot of energy and they really feel great afterwards.
Yeah.
But it seems like the opposite for me because I can do aerobics, step, or run, and then it's like I have to go to bed. I'm so weak.
Well, how do you feel when you wake up out of bed just in general every morning?
Some mornings pretty good, and other mornings I'm tired.
Okay. Do you feel more awake when you go to bed or when you wake up?
I guess it's about even.
Okay. You should feel totally like you are just so ready to sleep when you go to bed. So something's off with the rhythm there, for one thing. And then you have to look at some nutrition things. So you have to get into the wave of nature, so to speak, and do some stretching, yoga, deep breathing, meditation, prayer, all that sort of stuff before you go to bed every night. No TV, you just have to really cool out. And then when you wake up, you need to do some exercise waking up, okay? And that'll start to pull your energy in the right direction. Also, make sure you get a physical examination. Make sure you don't have any nutritional deficiencies, etc. You could be anemic. We don't know. Okay, all that needs to be checked, and you need to be eating an optimum diet with all your vitamins, nutrients, and everything you need. And that would be my advice.
Well, also, caller, this is John Richardson. basically what you want to pay attention to also is what we were talking about is the internal exercise. The meditation, the Tai Chi, the life force inside, the yoga will generate a different sort of energy internally that will calm you down, cool you out. A lot of people think in order to relax in that, they have to do some aerobics or they have to do some kind of hardcore training. And that's not what's always required. And that's what we're trying to go over earlier in the show, where we're saying it's really a healthy balance between the two. If you do too much of one and not enough of the other, it's really put you out of balance. We were meant to be active in both ways, that is internally and externally. So, you might investigate some more techniques in terms of your internal energy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Certainly.
welcome.
All right, good call.
Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah, okay. Thanks, Ken. All right, number here is 880-9255, 880-9255, and we would invite you to get involved with us tonight. We're talking about fitness, exercise, and movement. 880-9255. We're going to run to our next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes,
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling.
thank you. I guess I'm just trying to get a good personal regimen going. I've been kind of discouraged and been doing all sorts of things that probably is kind of wacky. I've been taking fat burners and basically trying to get a good exercise, get my waistline down. I mean, a lot of folks said it's due to me having a child, but after I had my child, I was in great shape, so I can't blame it on that. He's now 8 years old, so... I feel sluggish during the day, and really I don't weigh that much, but just want to get back into shape.
Right. Why are you discouraged exactly, please?
I see my waistline, and it just seems like it's tripled, and I'm not really eating that much, and it just seems like just a bunch of fat just laying there.
Yeah. You need to eat well. Okay, the idea is to eat well, and guess what? You cannot look at the scale. You have to look at your percent body fat. I would find out what percent body fat you are. How many push-ups are you doing every day?
That's the thing. I haven't done anything.
Okay. You have to,
I've tried. It's like I do it sometimes, and then
do them against the wall.
Okay.
Don't be discouraged. Start with where you're at and be consistent and do it every day. I advise people to do, the best time to lose fat is in the morning when your glycogen stores are down.
Okay.
And then you need to do the cool out meditation, prayerful exercise every night. You see, and get the rhythm going. And just don't give up. You may need a trainer. You may need to take some classes in both the internal and the external exercises. And you may want to exercise with a friend. Okay. It's all about being balanced and love yourself. I am personally not prejudiced against people who are overweight or big or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, the consistency is important, and again, the balance between internal and external. Most people don't understand or get into so much internal exercise, the yoga, the meditation, the Tai Chi, the Qigong, all this type of thing, the deep breathing, and it really
strengthens you.
It strengthens you.
So you can do the external
That's right.
exercise.
It gives you nervous
Sometimes
system.
it's better to do the internal exercise first, like crunchies and certain knee exercises, so you can even do the other
That's
ones.
right.
Whereas if you jump into the other ones.
Where would I go to? A lot of this stuff I've never even heard of, the Tai Chi and all that.
Right. We do have a yoga and Tai Chi.
Well, basically, I'll just tell you this, caller. When people come into our office, they ask the same thing. Well, where can I, and what we do, we have a list of Tai Chi centers, people that teach Tai Chi, a list of people that teach yoga, a list of people that teach meditation. But if you go into the health food stores in Atlanta, they usually have a resource listing of all those sort of things. And even if you looked it up in the yellow pages, there's training centers. They're all over the place. You just kind of have to open up and get into that, and you'll never apologize for getting into that at all.
Seek and you shall find.
My last question, I'll be very brief. I know there's other people.
Right.
I guess the myth of eating more during the day versus at night, I mean, what's your viewpoint on that?
Well, your enzymes are more able to digest the food in the middle of the day, and they're percolating then, whereas at night, they're going on down. Yeah. Remember, ancient people went to bed with the sun and got up with the sun. You were not meant to eat after the sun's going down, period. You were meant to sleep because there were no lights to keep you awake. And they went to bed at 8:30 to 9 and got up at 4:30 and 5. The drums would start playing, you see.
Yeah.
So it's best to do a lot in the middle of the day. And actually in the first part of the day.
And what he's talking about is body clock mechanics.
Okay.
And if you really want to know a lot about that, what you want to do is get Fit for Life.
Right.
Fit for Life is a video and a video and a book. The book by the Diamonds. Is it Diamond? The Diamond folks. And it really talks about body clock mechanics and the importance. Like in the morning, the body's trying to cleanse and detox. So if you eat a real heavy meal it could cause a problem. Most folks who know about this body clock mechanics eat the fruit first thing in the morning
Right.
to get the colon cleaned out and all
and
of
then
that. So.
some people need to go to other things
Yes,
after that
And
yeah.
how
too.
often should you do that? I mean, as far as like personal body cleansing or whatever.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I mean, not that. I mean, like when you're the inside, like some people do the laxatives or the, what do you call it, the...
herbals. Well,
Yeah.
you can do that like at the change of season. At least in the spring, beginning of spring and the beginning of fall are the two most important times.
Right.
And other than that, you can do it at the beginning of each season. So at least 2 to 4 times a year.
What?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. We're talking about fitness, holistic preventive medicine, exercise, and getting the body moving. And I think that's kind of apropos. It's summertime. It's time to get busy.
All the time.
All the time. But especially summertime. But
yeah,
all the time.
yeah, I
right?
do it all the time.
Well, so do I. So do
All
I.
right.
But you see a lot of folks and they
Yeah,
advertise
you see everybody
it all
out, yeah.
880-9255, 880-9255. Come and join our conversation tonight. We want to hear what you have to say, and we're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John. Thanks for
I'd
calling.
like to make a comment, please.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
I have found that the best exercise for me is African dance. I've lost
Okay, good.
probably between 10 and 15 pounds and kept it off for about a year
Yeah.
just through dancing. I also lift and I run and I go to the gym and take classes, but my main activity 3 to 5 times a week is dancing.
That's great. And, some people would probably need to do some strengthening exercises before they just get out there and do that. I would
Right.
think like some knee and abdominal exercise. The first time I ever hurt in my abdomen from doing any type of exercise, the first time I ever felt that muscle pain was warm-up exercises for an African dance class I took in college. So I know exactly what you mean, and I think it's great and lovely. You got to watch your knees when you do that. So
I
make
do. I have a problem with my right knee, but I
Yeah.
wear a neoprene brace,
Right.
and
So-
that keeps it just
Right.
working fine.
So you probably should do extra knee exercises that are not stressful and good exercise physiology.
Do you do any internal exercises, caller?
Well, no, I don't, and I'm glad you gave the health hotline number. I am going to call. I've been trying to get into yoga, but I don't know where to turn, so I'm going to call the hotline.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll give you some guidance. We actually think yoga is so important. We have a yoga instructor in our clinic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he works one-on-one and does some group things.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, caller.
All right.
you.
Thank you.
I want to make a comment. It's really interesting. I was reading a book on Carlos Castaneda and Don Juan,
Yep.
and the most impeccable people in the past never had to exercise per se. Their very lifestyle was exercise enough. They didn't have to
Good
go
God.
around lifting weights or doing anything. Their very essence kept them in great
They
shape.
were up in the
'cause
mountain for
they were
3 weeks.
hunters. They were
chasing
walking.
by coyotes and leopards and all that other
but
stuff.
wouldn't it be nice to have that type of lifestyle? You go to the computers or play on the radio or do your medicine, then you go back to natural lifestyle and do your farming and whatever else.
I wanted to be a farmer when I was a kid.
Well, you
Did
still
you know that?
can, and you can get all the exercise you want. Instead of going to the gym, start
There's
farming.
there's no money in farming.
There's food in it, though. And I'll buy some of your food if you do it good enough. And maybe Ken will,
it'll
too.
be organic anyway.
All right.
The number here is 880-9255, 880-9255 with a 404 prefix. Why don't you give us a call at 880-9255? We'd like to get you involved in the conversation tonight on exercise and fitness and good health and preventive medicine and all that type of thing.
That's right.
All right, we're going to run to another call. Be sure to give us a call at 880-9255. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John. Thanks for calling tonight. Hello?
Yeah. I didn't realize I was on.
Yeah, you're on, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're talking about adults. I want to talk about children.
Yeah.
Sure.
How much exercise do you think a child would need?
Right.
Someone from the ages of 7 on up.
Yeah.
Oh, how about 3 on up?
How about 3 on up?
Yeah.
Well, my children are 7 on up.
Well, mine are 7, 5, 3, and 8 weeks. And I start them exercising as soon as they are born almost. The thing is, they can, my 3-year-old's starting to do push-ups a little bit more. My 5-year-old can do about 20 in a row right now. I have them do pull-ups, and sometimes I make them walk the stairs instead of do elevators. I think in more natural lifestyles, children more naturally exercising, period, because of their environment.
Okay.
We have a fitness trainer with us, Pat, and she has a children's exercise program. I think children should be made to exercise in the capacity that they can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have, like I said, both of them are in karate, and both of them are in tennis. But I want to know how much practice, should they have outside of their tennis lessons?
Right.
Should they play tennis every day?
No, I don't think tennis is a great exercise to build you up. I think tennis is something you do almost as a show or to make money or something. I mean, we did it to relieve tension, in medical school a lot, and it's a lot of fun. But as far as preventing hypertension and heart disease and whatnot, tennis is not the greatest exercise. What my approach would be is to teach them internal arts, like the karate you're teaching them, maybe some children's yoga and stretching as well, and then have them do a few calisthenics on their own just for their own personal training, like push-ups, pull-ups, crunchies, stretching, and all that sort of stuff. And then they would even be able to play tennis better. But using tennis to do that, no. Definitely not.
Okay. So should they do the same regimen as an adult as far as the exercise in the morning and the stretching?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
We used to work together, Dr. Richardson. I don't know if you remember me, but we worked together over at South Fulton and Southwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, take care then.
Thank you for
thank you.
calling, caller.
Nice to see you.
All right. Number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. And we do want to be aware of what kind of exercise we're doing. Again, certain things like ping pong or is a great, it's a great tension reliever and
Great
tennis and all of that.
mental
Yeah,
hand-body
exactly.
coordination.
But in terms of the number one killer in the United States, which is cardiovascular illnesses, stroke, heart attacks, diabetes, all of that, you want your aerobics.
Yeah.
You want your aerobics 3, 4, 5, 5 times a week for at least 30 or 40 minutes. That's what's going to keep those arteries clean.
And I have to tell you, golf, even basketball, tennis, and court sports
Don't cut it.
don't cut it,
Yeah.
period. That's right, folks. I mean,
So
basketball.
if you say, I
does-
exercise and do that, well,
Yeah,
that's not the
basketball,
program
unless, they stop and start too much. It has to be continuous.
yet. Yeah, you got to get that target heart rate up there to where it's burning fat and
That's
burning
right.
the junk
Keep
away.
it up there. All right, then.
All right, we got some more calls. The number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. Somebody just took our picture. I'm not sure their camera's going to work anymore. But anyway, we're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. And John, thanks for calling tonight.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm a 53-year-old male who has been into aerobic exercise for some 15 years. And I recently have attempted to incorporate an anaerobic activity,
Sure.
lifting weights and whatnot.
Yep.
And I find that recently when I tried to lift weights and then also in the past, I tend to get into trouble there.
In what sense?
Well, yeah, I guess I'm borderline hypertensive, and it puts runs in my family. When I get into weights, say I'm straining and whatnot, and then it appears to elevate my blood pressure and whatnot.
And it will do that. Now, I forgot, your age was what?
53.
Oh, 53, and you've been in aerobics for 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been, in fact, I've been running the Peachtree for the last 15 years.
Oh, that's excellent. Great example. And it certainly helped keep your blood pressure at even kill that
Right.
aerobics.
Yes.
Now, as far as the weights, I would start with lighter weights for one thing.
Much lighter.
And take it really easy. Also mix a lot of stretching with it. But I would start with lighter weights and also make sure you're doing your internal exercise in the evening.
Yeah, I was out driving in an effort to get home earlier, and you mentioned internal exercise. And gee, I can't see how I missed that. Gee.
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning that I did not ever consider internal exercise as being something that would lead to health and health and wellness.
With your body that you formed over these years of discipline, you will be a great candidate for internal exercise. You will gain a lot from it, And I'd say you're 53. By the time you're 55, you should be a sort of a master at internal exercise. Take lessons.
What internal exercise would you recommend?
It depends. I would definitely, well, I'll give you a list. You choose it.
Okay.
Martial arts, Tai Chi, yoga, okay, especially some type of yoga. Probably start with a good basic Hatha yoga course.
Okay.
And like I said, if you call our health hotline, we'll give you a list of these.
Right. Now, another item, in terms of my diet, basically, I lean towards being a vegetarian, although chicken and fish is introduced occasionally and all. But what I'm missing out on, I think, are the proteins there.
Yeah, well, the proteins basically from plant sources need to either be soy-based or some of the protein drinks. And we use some pure protein powders. We make smoothies.
Beans and rice.
Beans and rice, although they're considered carbohydrates. And, you know, to really get the type of protein, if you want to bodybuild, you're going to have to go toward the soybean for more concentrated protein.
Right.
But there's ways to do that. In fact, if you ever came in to visit, we have all types of tricks and stuff.
And you want to know, caller, that Dr. Richardson is expert on dealing with cardiovascular illnesses. We have many, many, many techniques to help people at times get off their medication or get it way under control and just make it a moot point, make it so it's not a problem.
I have, in fact, an irregular heartbeat. Mm-hmm. The more I'm into aerobic exercise, the less of a problem it is.
So keep it up.
Right. Okay.
Caller, we're going to have to run.
Okay, take care, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye now.
All right, number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. We're going to run for another call here. And you can give us a call, too, at 880-9255. We're talking about exercise. We're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John. Thanks for calling tonight.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
I'm calling in regards, well, first of all, I do exercise 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. And I am on hormone therapy. Mm-hmm. I also have a hypothyroid problem.
You're on hormone therapy for thyroid?
Well, the hormone therapy is for the hysterectomy that I had.
Okay.
And then I was just recently diagnosed with hypothyroidism.
Okay. What is your question?
My question is, what can because I'm exercising, but I'm not losing any weight.
Okay.
And I'm eating right. I'm trying to drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Well, you know, you have to probably increase the exercise and do different types. And I would recommend you come in for a lifestyle counseling session with myself one day. But in brief, I would increase the exercise to do different types of things. I would add bodybuilding and whatnot, and herbs, and, you know, just supplements. And, you know, I would get a different type of program going.
Yep.
Okay.
But what you want to do maybe is call our health hotline. You can get a newsletter. You can get information on holistic preventive medicine and kind of some alternative approaches to any type of chemicals or drugs or whatever, although we use that when it's necessary.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Thanks for calling.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Bye-bye.
Time to break.
Yes, time to go to a break now. And this is Dr. William Richardson and John Richardson on WCLK's Community Health Forum. And we're talking about exercise and fitness. We're at 91.9 FM, and we'll be right back.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hey, we're back from the break. This is Dr. William Richardson, and I want everybody to give me 10 right now. Give me 10 push-ups. If you can do them against the wall, do them on the chair, whatever. Give me 10 push-ups, everybody. Those of you who want 30, no pushing up air. Deb Morse pushing up air. No pushing up air. This is real push-ups. Everybody give me 10. Those of you who can do 30, do 30. And we're going to go back to the phones.
Tonight we are talking about exercise. internal and external. And we're going to run to the callers and see what they have to say.
All right, then.
Caller, are you there?
Hello?
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John. Thanks for calling tonight.
Hello, may I help you?
You're on the air on
thank you.
WCLK. Yes.
Yeah. My question has to do with the whole family getting involved in exercise.
Good question.
My biggest problem has been that, as a whole, we as a family are real resistive to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me to break out of that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in other words, also I've had that same problem with my eating habits. At one point, I was eating a holistic diet. I was swimming 10 laps a day. I was walking everywhere. But as the years have progressed, I've become more sedentary. And the family is not for the natural food and the stir-fried vegetables. And
What are they for?
they're for fried chicken and, canned corn.
All that cancer-causing food.
And,
how many children do you have? How old are they?
I have 3 children. They're all athletes. They're all in their late teens.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married for 19 years.
Oh, that's great. That's an accomplishment there. Now, listen, I would think that when you go on your vacations, you may want to go to a place like Mexico or Jamaica.
Well, that's out of the question financially.
Oh, well, Arizona, Tennessee mountains.
Tennessee mountains is a good.
Tennessee mountains would be excellent. And
3 hours away.
3 hours away, cheap, and that's where I go. And my brother goes most often. I've gone up there. And I would say you want to go to a place where you have a lot of scenery and you can walk as a family. That
How about
would be
Sweetwater
excellent.
Creek?
Sweetwater
Creek State Park.
That's right.
Some of the
That's right.
Well, to be a little more specific, I mean, both me and my wife have gotten far away from exercise. The children don't have a weight problem.
Right.
Because they're involved in sports, but they
You need
also
to
are
walk.
very resistive to holistic eating.
Well, I would take them to some holistic restaurants and treat them occasionally, or get some cookbooks and you and your wife get busy and make some, really good lentil loaves, stuff
No,
that...
she's opposed to it also. See, that's my problem.
Well,
I want to know what counsel you had for, like, the individual who would want to make a lifestyle
Send
change.
her to me. And
Well,
let me
she's
do
not
it.
going to do it. We fought for some years.
Let me, what we're saying is what not going to happen. Let me tell you what needs to happen, though. See, here's the problem. People are not aware. If people are aware that more than 60 to 65% of Americans have cardiovascular disease and they're stroking out, they're getting senile, they're having heart attacks, we're having all these cancer, the breast cancer, and we're having prostate cancer, and by the year 2000, 1 out of 2 will get cancer before they reach the age of 75 years old. If you realize these things and become aware, and don't wait till you get breast cancer, prostate cancer, or cardiovascular disease, or have a heart attack. And by the way, those who have cardiovascular problems, 25% of them don't even make it. They're just taken out. So when you realize it's just lack of awareness, because you have to do this. You have to. You don't have a choice.
And you can't believe what's on TV. The TV, if it's feeding to your family, then you have to introduce them to other knowledge.
And that's what we try to talk about each time we're on the radio, is how people are satiated and basically aren't aware of what's going on. And then when something happens, they're saying what happened, or it's too late, they've lost another loved one. The statistics are appalling.
Terrible.
They're
see
awful.
Ridiculous.
That's what we try to talk about. Get some copies of the tapes of our shows, and she can hear about breast cancer, and hear about uterine fibroids, and hear about all the things, environmental pollution, hear about the processed food and all that. You got to make yourself aware. Get some copies of our shows.
I mean, personally, I feel I'm well educated in it, but people, the people who I know don't buy it. I mean, they maintain that the Food and Drug Administration is good enough source of protection for the public.
What we're saying, caller, is, though, we could say, well, the people don't buy this and that. It's up to you as a leader, as a man, to take charge and make a difference and find ways to penetrate and wake up people, because that's how we got on the radio. That's why what we've been doing for the last 3 years. Maybe when we started telling people they didn't buy it, but they sure enough buy it now, because they come in the office looking for it.
And you can use yourself as an example, and you cook your own food.
That's right.
Start
and
with
you
yourself. Take the leadership.
Yeah.
And just be an example and show them what you can do yourself. Okay? We're going to need to move on.
What you can do is call our health hotline number and get some of our information, and that might help you also call.
Okay.
All right? Thanks for calling. All right.
Good luck.
All right, we're going to take some more calls and get on out of here. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson and John. Thanks for calling tonight.
Thank you. I've got a quick question for you about eating before exercise. I work out every
Good
morning.
question.
I work out every morning at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So when I worked with a trainer for a little while, he suggested that you eat something, some kind of protein or something before. And I want to know about that because I've never eaten anything before, and it's very difficult to roll out of the bed at 5 a.m. and eat.
Yeah.
And how long should you eat before exercising?
Yeah. I mean, I do some heavy exercise sometime, and basically I would do, if you wait too long deep into the morning, like if it's 11 o'clock, then you may need to eat something. But if it's 6 o'clock, you don't need to be eating anything that early.
Nope.
You should drink water first.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can go by how your body feels. Now, the smart thing to do would be to make a protein shake or something.
Well, I started doing
No.
that.
I'm talking about maybe as an evening snack, and that'll build you up for the next day. And then as soon as you're done exercising, be prepared to eat.
That's right.
With the right fruit, then go to the protein shakes and build that muscle up.
If you eat before you exercise, the blood's going down into the stomach trying to digest. So you don't want to do it. Most you should eat is some fruit or some tea or some water like that. Caller, we're going to have to run.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks for calling. All right. We're going to run to one more call and then check on out of here.
Okay.
Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. You're our final call for the evening with Dr. Richardson.
Yes, I have a quick question. You mentioned yoga for internal
Yep.
exercise,
Uh-huh.
and you talked about aerobics also. Are you saying to do yoga and aerobics, or is yoga good for the internal as well as external for cardiovascular?
Well, there is some yoga that's called power yoga, if you can get into it, that is aerobic. But you really want to mix your different types of exercise, just like you wouldn't eat all starches or all proteins or all vegetables. I would eat a variety of exercise, consume a variety of exercise.
That's a good answer.
And do it at certain times. Remember to do the internal exercises before you go to sleep, and the more lively exercises when that sun is going up in that sky.
Okay, because that's what I do to yoga in the evening time.
Yeah,
and I was wondering, with yoga, I had a cesarean section a year and a half ago, and my stomach, the muscles are loose. Would yoga help strengthen those to get the stomach tight again?
It really will.
That's what's recommended. Yeah. All right. So seek a yoga class and keep doing your yoga.
And be safe and be easy. All the people, all the listeners, we want you to take it easy with the exercise and be consistent. Don't hurt yourself. Start slow. See your doctor before the exercise program as needed.
All right. We're going to check on out here, folks. We really appreciate your participation tonight in our subject, which has been exercise and fitness to prevent disease and build good health. Remember, in 2 weeks, on the 17th, Wednesday at the same time, we'll be talking about uterine fibroids, the epidemic. For Dr. Richardson, this is John Richardson, signing off on WCLK 91.9 FM. We will see you in 2 weeks. Peace.